Hello bellezas, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Alright you guys, so it's been a minute since I've done one of these, but I'm really excited to see what other paranormal experiences you guys have submitted to me. So today I am going to be reading my subscribers' paranormal stories, and if you would like to send your own paranormal experiences so you could be featured in one of these videos, please make sure to send those to my email beyondbellezaparanormal@gmail.com. That is the only place that I read them from, and I would love to hear your experiences or any of your family members' experiences. They don't have to be yours. They could be one of your friends, a coworker, somebody who told you a scary story before, your aunt, your uncle, your mom, your dad. It could be anyone, and I would be happy to read them on here. And I just love it being able to see what kind of unique experiences everyone has had here in the past. And if you guys are curious about my own experiences, because I haven't had very many, I have some old videos that I can link up here. I think it's up here, or maybe up here, for you guys to listen to. They were made a very long time ago. As I said, I don't have very many to share of my own, so that's why I started recruiting you guys to send me your own stories. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my phone so I could pull up my email. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into story number 1, and this one is sent in to me by PJ. It says, "Hello and a good day / evening to you. Whichever time you're reading this story, it is a good morning to me. I have been binge watching your paranormal stories, and I just want to say I love your content so much. I'm looking forward to more videos of yours. Thank you so much. To start off, I go by Yana. I'm 18 and I live in the Philippines. I have a lot of paranormal stories to tell coming from myself and my relatives, so I may send more in the future. But anyway, back to the story. A capre in our neighbor's lot." I think that's how you say it. "I was young when this happened, around 6 to 8 years old, and we used to live in a haunted house where there's not a day we don't experience anything paranormal. Well, it was nighttime. I think it was also bare months. I'm not sure what that is. Not so sure, but we kept experiencing blackouts, so it must be. Before, whenever it's bare months, we'd experience blackouts." Okay, so she explained it. "It was one of those nights when we experienced another blackout, but it wasn't too dark because there was a full moon and it illuminated the surroundings nicely. But we had a candle for an extra light source. My friend and I were outside playing a game. My eye glanced behind him. There was a large tree on our neighbor's lot. It meets the wall we have surrounding our property, and on top of the tree was a dark figure. It looked like a man. At that point, I stopped playing with my friend and stared at this thing to get a clear detail. It had a torso of a muscular man, extremely hairy. I couldn't tell what its legs were since its lower half was covered in shadows. But on the top of its shoulders, instead of a head of a man, it had the head of a horse with glowing red eyes instead. It was puffing out smoke from its nostrils, holding a burning large cigar. I remember being so scared at that time that I couldn't move. I was afraid this creature would jump from the branch any time and get us. But it was just sitting there, face illuminated by moonlight and smoking, staring at us intently as if it were amused. I asked my friend if he could see what I saw. Hell, I was bold enough to even point at it, but he told me no. I remember I kept insisting to him that there was a tikbalang on that tree, but he told me there was nothing he could see. I thought it was my eyes playing tricks on me, so I tried rubbing them and blinking rapidly. But the creature was still there, staring at us. My friend got scared and pulled me inside the house. When the power came back on, my friend was leaving our house and going back to his. I remember he wanted me to come to him because he was more freaked out than I was by the situation, but I did join him. As we walked towards the gate, I kept looking at the tree and saw no one sitting there anymore. It was empty. Also note, in case you didn't know, tikbalangs are creatures from Philippine folklore. They're like a cryptid in our country. Tall, humanoid creatures with disproportionately long limbs and a head and hooves of a horse. They mostly reside in the mountains and like to scare travelers or just play tricks on them by making them lost. But sometimes they reside on trees anywhere in the Philippines and smoke tobacco. I had never heard of this, but that is so crazy. And the fact that you think you saw one and it was just chilling there, like just watching you guys playing and then smoking a cigar. Like, he's kind of badass, but that's still so scary. And I like how your friend, who didn't say this thing at all of a sudden was the one that was scared and then was like, let's go back in the house, and you were just kind of like staring at it and even pointing at it. Even you, that's pretty bold. As you said, it was bold. But what a crazy story, and what a crazy kind of creature to see. I had never heard of this before, but it's very interesting. I will have to do some more research on it, and actually the Philippines has been one of the ones that I've been wanting to cover for urban legends or folklore, and thank you for sharing this one with me because I had never heard of it, as I said a million times, but it sounds very, very interesting. But thank you so much, Yana, for sharing that story with me, and hopefully I pronounced the creature correctly. But thank you so much, and I'm sorry I'm getting to your story so late because I have been looking at some of these submission dates and I was like, girl, what have I been doing? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into... Oh, did I already say thank you for submitting that? I don't remember. But let's go ahead and get into story number 2. This one is sent in to me by Marie Rodriguez. It's called The Ghost of a Hanged Teenager. And she says, so back in Brooklyn, New York in the 1980s, my cousins were playing ball with some other kids in the neighborhood at a school parking lot. So one of the kids threw the ball so high that it landed on the church's backyard in the early night. So one of my cousins and 2 other kids went there together to try to get the ball back. As soon as they came back, terrified, announcing to everyone else that they just saw a dead teen girl hanged, wearing a crown with a long, light pink dress. As soon as they heard this, everyone ran back home horrified. My aunt called the cops that night to report the incident. So when the cops came by, they went to check out the church and the backyard and claimed they didn't see anything or anyone there. And right away, they accused my cousins and the kids of playing some joke. Days and nights went by. My cousins and their neighborhood friends decided to give the game a break, and other people swear they've also seen the ghost appearing at night behind the church. Even the night janitor had to quit his job, being terrified after seeing that ghost too. So a friend of my aunt's spoke to the priest of the church about the ghost, and he said that years ago, supposedly, a girl named Juliana Sanchez was turning 15 and her parents had planned her a sweet 15th birthday. And she wanted her boyfriend to be her partner for the party, but her parents didn't approve of him. So because of it, he broke up with Juliana and left her to date someone else, which caused her to be heartbroken and depressed that she could no longer live with that rejection and decided to hang herself. After Juliana's death, her parents buried her with her sweet 15th birthday dress and went back to their country. Others say her parents divorced after the girl's death because her father was too controlling and was toxic in the marriage. There's no more whereabouts or any updates about the parents. Thank you again, Brenda, for sharing my stories to your viewers, and I'll be collecting more scary stories for you to tell in the world. Many positive vibes your way always. Oh, Marie, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was so creepy. I don't even know what I would do. The fact that they actually called the police because they thought this was like an actual person that was hung at the church, and then nothing was there. Like, I think I would lose my mind. I'd be like, I have to go back and check. Even as scared as I was, I would have to go make sure. But I mean, why would the police lie, right? Why would they be like, there was nothing there? Or maybe that somebody took her down while in the process between the kids running away and then calling the cops. That is so scary. Like, and such a sad story too, such a tragic thing, because obviously when you're that age, you think it's the end of the world whenever anything like this happens. And of course she was pretty devastated by this whole thing, right? But super creepy story. Thank you so much, Marie, for sending that in to me. I really enjoyed that one. Okay, so now on to story number 3, and this one is sent in to me by Filipinas Ho. That is her username. Hello to everyone watching this, especially to you, Brenda. Hi, Lily. This is Lily again. I have always loved anything paranormal, but it is hard to find a storyteller that I actually like. Thank you for existing and doing what you do. Oh, you're so sweet. I am about to share 2 office ghost stories from 2 of my friends. The 3 of us have known each other since elementary school. They give me joy even though we don't talk much and only see each other about 3 times a year. The first story is by Polly, not her real name. This building that she has been working in for 6 years now is a really old establishment. According to the security guards, the place is haunted. Their unit in particular is inhabited by 2 ghost children who like to play at midnight and rest during the day. Her coworker testified having stayed past midnight during her first few months working there, because they have this once-in-a-blue-moon thing where they have to keep every single thing perfect down to the tiniest detail to ensure a good score for professional accreditation. The coworker was encoding some old documents when her laptop suddenly stopped working, then fell off the table. She was shocked to the core. Then all of a sudden she felt a tiny body beside her that seemed to be subtly hinting her to leave her desk. She did not turn her head to the side because she is well aware of the sight that might traumatize her for life. Polly, however, had a way milder experience. It's that time again that they have to render double, triple hours for that sweet accreditation. She is expected to lead this due to her current job role. She was wearing headphones, listening to music while trying to accomplish as many tasks as she could, so she wouldn't have to do it for many more nights. The clock hit midnight, and a little finger poked her shoulder. She felt the vibration all over her body. She then packed up her stuff and bolted to the door. Oh my god, that is so scary. Just a little finger like, hey. Apparently they come out at midnight. That's so creepy. Now let's move on to Kay. You've read her story before about the disappearing object phenomenon. Thanks a lot for that. You're welcome. Unlike Polly, Kay's workplace is not known for being haunted by the people who work there. For context, she works for a bank as an officer, and the security is extra tight. Within the last 4 years of working there, she only had experienced things twice. Though this is not something that many would consider intense, for a regular person with no third eye, sixth sense, whatever, this is already so extraordinary. While she's using the bathroom, a male voice from outside the cubicle called her by her nickname. This is a female's bathroom. No janitor or security guard is allowed within working hours either. She asked her male coworkers and they just said, "Would we really risk our careers just to prank you?" I talk to Polly and Kay about you every time we get to be online at the same time. Same with my 2 other friends that I talk to more often than them. They all see why I like you. Oh my god. You're so sweet, Lily. That is the nicest thing ever. I honestly can't actually picture that happening. I'm just like, just like a girl filming in my room, like with all my knickknacks in my background. But that is so nice. And those stories were pretty impactful, even though they're not like the craziest thing, as you said. When you put yourself in these people's shoes and actually try to picture that happening to you, like it sends a chill down your spine, because I would just be so confused as to what's going on. Because even at my own workplace, when even the slightest little thing happens where I don't really know how to explain it, it creeps me out, but I try to like block it out, because if I don't, I genuinely like can't continue to work. But it has never been to the point where like something touches me or somebody says something to me. Like the most that I've ever experienced close to that is where I think that I hear a voice somewhere, and I'm just like, okay, maybe it's somebody outside, or maybe somebody's like passing by talking really loudly. There's always like an explanation that I try to give myself so I don't freak the F out, because honestly that's what would happen, and then I wouldn't want to come back to work, and then I'd be broke, and then I would not have any more money. Being broke and not having money is the same thing. But yeah, that was intense, and I really, really enjoyed those stories. If you have any more that have to do with like the workplace, I think I want to do one where it's specifically for experiences that people have had at work, like whether they work at a haunted hospital or haunted anything, or any place where they've just had something that they can't explain happen to them while they're working. I think that's always the creepiest thing ever, when you're just kind of chilling doing what you're supposed to do at your job and you're not looking for anything scary to happen, and it still does. Even for Kay, just like hearing her, especially because they called her by her nickname, not her real name. Like, there would be only so many people that would know her nickname, especially at work. I feel like any of her coworkers that were there, or the janitor or like security guard, I feel like they would only know her by her actual name, because at work you usually don't use nicknames unless your name is hard to pronounce or whatever, and you just tell people, oh, just call me this. That's the only time that I could think of, people giving you a name that wasn't your name. That was very creepy. But thank you so much, Lily, for sending that in. Hopefully I get more submissions for you guys, because I don't have very many sitting in my inbox right now, and I know I need to make more of these. Alright guys, that is going to be it for today's video. But before I do end today's video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really do appreciate it, and it really makes my day. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And yeah guys, before I do end the video real quick as well, if you guys don't know, I have memberships open on my channel. So if you click that join button down below, you pay $4.99 a month and you support me directly. You also get special perks, like you get a community post that is just for members, where I get to chat with you guys directly. And then we also have polls to pick out different topics or different titles for my videos and stuff like that, and custom emojis that you get to use in the comments, and also whenever I go on live streams. And you get an extra video a month, which is exclusive content for my members only. So if you guys are interested, the join button is down below right next to the subscribe button. Yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.